atmosphere and emotion and lyrics exactly, and she just wrote it, and it just turned out perfect. I was just so like I was so happy when I first heard it, and it just fit it just fit the scene so perfectly well and said everything it needed to say.
I'm surprised that you didn't change the title to River, considering it said it's a placeholder, which is funny.
Yeah, like the song. Well, yeah, it's kind of yeah. The song pretty much has two names, right? I mean, it's like to the like the marshal, like the two da 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 thing. It's like it's both called Forever and To the Moon, I guess. Forever is in the first memory, and To the Moon is in the new memory.
Okay.
But it's the same song.
Let's talk about the new game, Is Bird's Tale or Bird's Life?
Oh, it's yeah a bird story.
A bird's story. Neither of those. A bird's story. Again, see the birds.
Yeah, yeah. That was what made me think. Wait a minute. It actually kind of gets confusing though because now it says like Freebird Games presents a bird story. It's like, is this our flagship or?
Right. Is it about the company? No.
Yeah.
I saw the like the short film that you had created for it. Can you share with the listeners what this is about?
Sure. Okay, so basically, I showed a brief scene from the game, a cutscene, which actually is not so brief considering the entire game is probably only going to be about 30 minutes long. But so the scene is essentially let's see, a bit of a background, I suppose. So this is in the middle of the game, and the boys taken, he basically found an injured bird, and he's taking the bird in. So one night, the bird was on the balcony and just looking out toward the other building where a lot of the birds were, and they were, flying around and, sudden and whatnot. So the boy comes out and sees the bird just, looking afar at the other birds flying, but it couldn't fly because its wings were still injured. So this is actually told within a dream. So screw physics, right? So what happened was the boy basically ripped out a bunch of pages from a book he carried around, and he glued those pages together, and to form a giant sheet of paper. And with that giant sheet of paper, he folded out, and the bird helped actually. So they folded out a paper plane, a gigantic paper plane, and essentially they wrote that and flew off to find the other birds. That was the scene that was shown at MagFest.
Yes. Can you tell us anything about what the game's going to be about, other than birds?
More birds.
More birds. Is it
Yeah,
a continuation of the same idea as To the Moon, or is it a completely different?
it's
game?
okay. Well, it's kind of strange. Basically, it's a very short story. It's a short and simple story that stands on its own. The main character, is actually the patient from the second episode. But but this story itself is self-contained. It doesn't take place in memories, but it takes place in dreams, in his dream, which is a mix between his memories and imaginations and the like. But aside from that, wait, do you have a cat?
I do. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I have
sorry,
a
88.
couple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was kind of cool. But okay, so
I derailed you. It takes place completely in dreams, as you were saying.
yeah, right, right. Okay, so yeah, sorry. Now I just want to see the cat.
Oh,
But it's
the one was sitting in my lap earlier. If you look at the stream later, you can see his huge tail, like in my face.
okay. All right. Maybe he'll make a cameo later.
I'll show you afterwards.
Well, I mean, so basically the game's about. So yeah, but it's not the actual second episode. It's it's kind of like a prelude, but it is its own story.
Okay.
Dr. Watts and Dr. Rosaline, I don't think they will make a direct appearance. I'm thinking that they might make a cameo. But
Oh, okay. Do you think that they'll come back in another game in the future? They seem to
oh,
be pretty
definitely,
popular.
definitely. They yeah, in the second episode will be the same format as To the Moon. But I don't want to say that that's the second episode. So this small game is it's just like a filler or whatnot, but it's not. It's a main course. Like from my perspective, at least, it's it's its own standalone story, and it means yeah, just
Okay.
it's its own game.
When does this release? Because I think it's soon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think I'm
That's
just
right.
gonna
Coming
yeah,
at
I
some
think
point. That's right.
yeah, I would say sometimes in a few months.
Okay. And this will also be available on Steam?
It would be, well, I'm not sure. That pretty much depends on Valve more so than me. I would definitely love to get it onto Steam, but yeah, that's mostly their decision.
Okay. Okay, I think we're going to take some questions from the chat room in a minute or two. So if you guys want to start writing things, you can.
Oh, awesome.
I want to go back to, I guess, to the moon for a little bit while they are thinking. Stop yelling. Sorry.
Sounds like he just barked.
No, that's my cat Annie. She sounds like an ambulance, like all the time. She drives me insane. Anyway, to the moon, like the very end, where you can see, and I'm not going to spoil it too bad, but like you said, the point isn't necessarily like to the moon. When you see River and Johnny like holding hands and all of that stuff, I guess you can make some assumptions that all of the patients, are going to die at the end of games. Is that something you're going to see, I guess, in this game as well? Is it always going to be like that death is going to be part of the game, or is it going to be like other... or is it going to be taking place in other places other than just like hospital-esque settings?
It could be taking place a lot. Well, I suppose anywhere that's.
Hang on, I'm going to get rid of them because that's just crazy.
No worries. Okay, so hi guys. If I have a webcam right now, you would see me
Sorry,
waving
enough
awkwardly.
fighting
But
cats. It would totally
okay.
distract you. All right. I'll show you later, though. Carry on.
No worries.
Editing, my friend. So you were telling me hospital-esque settings.
Yeah, I kind of had a bit of a plan to make the next patient, like the last moments being in a hospital instead. But, I don't know, on second thought.
I'm trying to talk you out of it. I'm just asking.
I don't know. A lot of stuff are still up in the air right now. But the next episode, the next, game that's coming out, right, like a bird story, that's the setting of that is actually let's see. It's all within when the patient was a kid, so it's all in that childhood era, and it's again it's within the dreams, and so it's kind of like a mix between the memories and imagination and the like.
Do you think that the bittersweet aspect will always kind of be in your games?
The aspect of bittersweetness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. In some ways, it depends. I don't know. I don't really I don't really think about it as like I should make a game that that's gonna be bittersweet or something. I pretty much start with something that means something to me, and I kind of expand from that. So whatever that turns out to be is what ends up happening, I suppose.
Okay. All right. So chat room, do you have any questions? Because I don't necessarily see any, which means I will not ask him. Will Neil be falling off of more stuff in the second episode?
Okay, well.
Just a McCoy. Just
now,
McCoy.
Now he will. Thank you.
Yeah, that's funny when she accuses him of being a wimp, basically. How did you first get in contact with Laura? Tabup asks.
She, let's see. We actually worked, we were both in a game development forum quite a while back. So she was making her own game. It's called Meloloon. You could actually find it, like just Google Meloloon. That's Melolune. So she was making that game, and I was making Quintessence, my first game. And I think at one point she helped me out with writing, like with the ending theme to Quintessence.
Okay.
And yeah, the ending theme song in that actually is sent by her. Actually, I think it's probably on YouTube somewhere, and she did a fantastic job with that as well. So with To the Moon, like that was just she's just who you think of when you think of like a song that's as meaningful as that.
How long did it take from the beginning of writing a game to like the beta release? What's the average time?
With To the Moon, I suppose it was about a year and a half to 2 years. I wasn't working on it full time per se, but at the same time, I wasn't, swamped with a bunch of bureaucratic stuff to do as I do now. So I would say it's kind of about equal time as far as working time goes on the actual game.
Let's see. I'm going to pronounce these horribly, but Tekithaya. What was River dying of? Is there like a definitive answer of what disease she had?
No, but it definitely wasn't autism, of course, because I understand that it was kind of confusing at times because she had that which she was diagnosed, and then there's the other thing. But no, it wasn't ever mentioned, and I don't think there's a point in pinpointing out a specific name for the disease or which one it was, since it's not as relevant. But I don't. So I guess not.
People are asking where they can buy a music box. Do you have like a site for that?
Yeah, paper cut. Actually, she died because of a paper cut.
That's
yeah.
Deadly paper cut. It said it could be cured if she had the money for it.
I know. Did you see how many rabbits she made? That's a lot of paper cuts.
That's true. Maybe she got some sort of paper poisoning. Is there like a dye and a special kind of paper for origami that could poison you if you had 1,500 sheets?
I don't know. I should probably find out one day. But yeah, that's. Oh, sorry. What was there a second question? Off track.
No, they just wanted to know what she was dying of. Let's see. Looking for actual. Equinator33 wants to know if you are not a fan of writing clear-cut villains, because everyone sort of seemed to be, a nice person for the most part in To the Moon.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there was a villain for the most part.
Yeah,
At least not in my eyes. Well, no, it's not. I don't have anything against it, but it's just different types of stories call for different types of things. Oh, the music boxes. That's what I was thinking of because I thought something was missing. Because someone asked about where to get the music boxes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So actually, I haven't set up the channels to distribute it yet, and the truth is right now there are only about a bit over 100 music boxes available for sale. So that's like online.
Now you're just really making me feel bad.
Right. Well, but yeah. So I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen, but I'm going to set it up, and there will probably be a pre-order system if we run out, and we could get more of them made and shipped, but it's going to take a bit. And I'm really because this is the first time we're doing something like this, so we have absolutely no idea what to expect.
Okay.
We'll see though.
Where Guy 2 is very insistent about this question, so I'm going to ask it. Why didn't Johnny meet River again at the carnival? And I'm not quite sure where he's going with that, but
I think I know because that was brought up at the forum too. I think it's really hard to say. There's just so much that can happen behind the scenes. I mean, I assume that's after, that's the what's that? That's the in the new memories. Because in the old memories he just didn't recall that.
Mm-hmm.
But in the new memories, I'd imagine what happened was, Eva took